but the the Pelicans and Serena disagreed on it, and they punished Ben 10 for 6,000 years. And then Professor Paradox came in, and they voted to let Professor Paradox. The
Okay.
oh, don't mind, don't mind, don't mind. Okay,
Okay. So.
so
Okay.
once
So.
Ben 10 came back to his human form, he he and his friends went to a ride to the Forge of Creation, which is like a billions of light years away from Earth. After they arrived, they they found Aggregor, and before Aggregor tapped into the limitless power of a Celestial Sapien, Kevin stopped him, and then he went crazy and he wanted to go back in there and absorb the very Celestial Sapien. Like I explained before, he doesn't share any personalities. He shares no voices, which makes him a mind modeled body. And then before like
Okay. I
the
know the whole
heroes.
story. You don't have to tell
Okay.
me. Um. So there's already many contradictions with your argument because there can't be like a race of omnipotent beings because
Yes, yes, because they are the writers, they're like the writers. Celsius Sims are based on the creators of Ben 10. And since Ben 10 has lots of creators, this is why we have lots of Celsius Sapiens.
okay, but the problem that is just because the celestials warp the plot that writers are like drawing like the plot is celestials can just change that doesn't mean they're the writers. And again, like just because like you're an author, that doesn't automatically grant you omnipotence because there's actually characters in fiction who are above like their author.
Yeah, I've seen lots of characters like that. Yeah, you're right. So basically, let me give you an example of what Celsius Sapiens is. So basically, in an indestructible body, Celsius Sapiens has an indestructible body, and he shares pretty much like two of these heads, like two of these masks or whatever they're called. So basically, if the two of these faces agreed on something, they can pretty much do it, and they can change the free nature of space, time, and reality, pretty much probability and much more. Just if they agreed on something, they can do.
Okay, so with the whole like personality thing, that already debunks omnipotence because y- if you're omnipotent, you don't have any limitations. But with celestial sapiens, their personalities is a limitation. And the thing is that you said celestial sapiens were gonna get absorbed, right?
Yeah, because the baby one can get absorbed because he doesn't share any personalities or no voices. He's pretty much a mind bottle body.
Yeah, if you're omnipotent, your power can't be absorbed.
Yes, but he's a mind model body.
Okay, and why does that matter? Because that, like, being like a baby in a race also debunks omnipotence because
You're right
you were
because
all.
yeah, you're right because omnipotent has a irrelevant age.
Because, yeah, with omnipotence, you pretty much were always there. There wasn't ever a point in time where you never existed. You were literally always there.
Yes, you're right about it. I also agree with that. But when Celestial Sapien grows up, he pretty much create creativity and you know he started to share some personalities, debate, argue.
Well, the problem with the whole, like, omnipotent celestial sapien thing is that, one, celestial sapiens can, like, beat each other in battle, and, like, if two
That's
omnipotent.
an omniverse. That's an omniverse.
Yeah, so it's still canon to Ultimate Alien and Alien Force
Yeah,
because celestial sapiens, like, if they can, like, beat each other, that also debunks omnipotence because the
because
whole, like, listen, because if you're omnipotent, you can't be beaten, and when two omnipotent beings fight, they are always gonna stalemate. There's like never gonna be a point where one of them is ever winning the battle. They're gonna like instantaneously stalemate.
You're right, but that I mean, yeah, you're right. Pretty much omnipotence fight like took eternity to finish. Yes, you're right, pretty much right on that. But like I said before, it's omniverse, and we've seen in omniverse we had something that is called decisive and non-decisive celestial sapiens, which also makes a difference between omniverse and ultimate alien, because in ultimate alien all celestial sapiens were pretty much the same looking, like.
Yeah, but the problem is that Omniverse is canon to like Ultimate Alien, so why does that matter? And like there can't be a race of omnipotent beings. That makes no sense.
Yeah, right. But celestial sapiens, I don't know, they're just stated to be omnipotence by
Okay,
Professor Paradox and by the writers.
yeah, you know, like omnipotence can have multiple definitions, and like it was like never specified what like definition they were using because omnipotence could also just mean you either have great power or the strongest in your verse.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much omnipotent doesn't exist in fiction, as we know
Yeah,
by the thing.
then why are you claiming celestial sapiens are omnipotent?
I'm not only claiming Celsius here as omnipotent, I also claim many characters as omnipotent. I have
Bruh.
my cousin works for Sega. He works for Sega, you know, like the company
Here
that
we
makes
go with
Sonic.
this
I asked him a
stupid
question and
argument,
I told
bro.
him, is Sonic really omnipotent? Like, I heard my from my friends, and they're like claiming Sonic as omnipotent, and he told me yes, he's omnipotent. I have no idea why. He told me that his thoughts can become real, and I don't know, change really, stuff like that.
The problem is that like with omnipotence, there can't be a race of you, and celestial sapiens can also beat each other. They've also shown to have limitations with their personalities as well.
Yes,
So
this makes it this leaves it to the reader to which character to decide to put him in.
okay, so you're claiming the entire like celestial sapien race is omnipotent.
Yes,
Okay, but there's already many problems with that because one, you know, they
I already
have like
told I already
because
told you
they
that they are based on the writers.
okay, but the writer's word means nothing if it's contradicted in the show because you would be using death of the author if you can't like get any evidence from the show.
Yeah, you're right. Look, so what I mean by they're based on the rights, for example, they're avatar of the right, like for example, the one above all. You don't know the one above all, right?
Yeah, okay, but the whole like avatar thing that
Yes.
also debunks celestial sapiens being omnipotent because if they're an avatar of an omnipotent being, that means that they aren't omnipotent. And when was it like ever stated that celestial sapiens are avatars of the writer? They can just warp the plot, which a lot of characters can do, but that doesn't mean they're like on the same level as the
Yeah.
writer. Like what was I gonna say? Monica from DDLC can like warp the plot, but she isn't like above her creator
Like
because
you
okay,
you know that character FAA, she's like omnipotent, but if her brain system gets destroyed, she pretty much forgets everything, which makes her nigh omniscient. However, there are still people claiming her as omnipotent,
yeah,
even the WTS.
the omnipotent stuff for her is BS because there's already multiple things that contradict it. Like she has a weakness. Like omnipotence, like means that you're all powerful, you're limitless. You know,
Yes,
you can pretty
but
much do anything,
yeah, you
whenever you
can.
want.
Yeah, you're right. I know that. But omnipotence can have weaknesses, like for example, our God in real life. They in the Bible it's stated that he cannot lie. So omnipotent being can have a weakness of something.
But that already debunks the whole notion of omnipotence. Because if you have a weakness, that means you're not omnipotent, which means that we are weakness exploited, you eaten. And I'm getting, they can't be beaten at all,
Yeah, you're
like no
right.
matter what.
Yeah, they have infinite power. Yeah, they cannot be beaten. But like I said, Omniverse, Celestial Symbians and Omniverse is incompatible with Ultimate Alien because why would they compete gladiator in matches against mortals? In order they are above those sort of things, and the recovering the universe is against their terms and stuff. Like it doesn't make any sense because um,
Why does it? Why does it matter what series it's from? Because Omniverse is canon to Ultimate Alien.
yes, I mean um, wait, let me wait. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. So, like I said before, in Omniverse they had decisive and non-decisive celestial sapiens, while in Omniverse they didn't have. So this makes a difference. And since, like I said before, the celestial sapiens it took eternity for them to finish their debate, which makes them established as gods minding their own business. So why would they
Okay,
then compete the galactic raiders in matches against mortals? And I mean, when Alien X recovered the universe, it was against their terms. So why didn't they do anything? So
well, the problem with like the whole personality thing, if you have a limitation that also debunks omnipotence and you haven't really like countered that,
wait, what? I didn't hear that.
what I said is that like if you have limitations, you're not omnipotent.
Yeah, his action
So
can be harmed. Yeah, his action was harmed in Omniverse. He
yeah,
didn't define with
so
galactic raiders. So what Ben Tennyson told Velikazan is have the key to gain the full control of Alien X. So they agreed on it and they let Ben Tennyson control Alien X.
okay, so you're saying that's what makes him omnipotent?
No, but they agreed on it. Like I said before, if they agree on something, they can do it.
That's a no limits fallacy. Like, do you know what a no limits fallacy is? Hello?
Yes, yes, yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, like what you said is a no limits fallacy. Like you're saying that they can pretty much do anything if they like agree on it.
Yes, their thoughts can become real.
I mean that's also like a no limits fallacy. Like because like can they even like comprehend certain things? Like are they beyond all dimensionality? Like
Yes, they are by any dimension.
okay, how are they beyond dimensionality?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, how are they not bound by dimensions?
Because it was stated.
Okay, but just because it was stated doesn't mean it's true because there's multiple things in the
I
show
know.
contradicting that, and the evidence from the show is more credible than like any statement from like an author or like a character in the show. So like you still really haven't like proven how is actually like content because you already like to multiple brought up that
Yeah.
debunk omnipotence.
I mean, what people say is actually convincing me, but also unconvincing me because I mean, why? I mean, what Professor Paradox said, he was, like a Professor Paradox is basically a person who knows everything about all Bantanian aliens and stuff. Also, he's also like a time walker. He travels from multiverse to multiverse, and he
Okay,
stated that Alien X is omnipotent. So how
okay,
can
but
you?
omnipotence can mean like multiple different things, and it was never specified what it actually meant. That's a very vague statement you're using.
What fake statement?
He's saying he's omnipotent because omnipotence has multiple definitions.
Well, no, but in like I said, they are the writers,
But how are
not
they the
yours. Like
writers?
because they are like the one above all. They're like the one above all, but
Yeah, because he's actually shown to be like every reader, writer, and editor. But that doesn't mean he's omnipotent at all. Like
you're
that
right.
means like he's like infinitely into high outer reversal.
Yeah, because logically, omnipotence doesn't exist in fiction. You're
Yeah,
right.
so
He can be scaled to another universal level, but it's
well
best to let the reader decide which character to put him in.
well I still think outer reversal is wank. At the very best you could put Alien X at 26D, but like do you concede that like Alien X isn't omnipotent?
Well, it's hard to to to, to choose which character to put him in. So I think it's better to put the best elements in.
Okay,
You know
but
what
the
I mean,
problem
right?
is just because it's stated to be omnipotent doesn't mean it's true because one, it contradicts the show, and two, there's multiple definitions. So like that does like debunk, like celestial sapiens being omnipotent. Like, and you also like conceded to multiple points I brought up that actually debunk omnipotent celestial sapiens. And like if you like concede, I'm not gonna like hold this against you. Like if you like want any like information to Ben 10 scaling, you can ask me whenever you want.
Or ask people, in general, rumors, do some research. Yeah, okay.
Because like a lot of people who like power scale Ben 10 will often like wank the verse. So that's why.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like people putting Zeno as omnipotent too.
Yeah,
So
there's already
there's lots of
multiple things that contradict that as well.
yeah. I mean, Zeno is not omnipotent, but I don't understand what's the people point of doing that.
Right, but like do you like concede that Alien X is non omnipotent?
It's hard to decide
I mean, why?
because I
Because
mean
like
because there are many things here's going on here. So if Alien X can agree on doing anything and he can do anything, but his action can also be harmed again. His action can also be harmed, which is a limitation. Like I mean I already know that.
with the whole statement of Alien X doing like anything and his like thoughts becoming real, that's a no limits fallacy. Because that's pretty much saying, oh yeah, they can one shot all of fiction because their thoughts can become real.
Not really because Omnipotent can't one shot Omnipotent, which which is
Well, yeah,
unique.
omnipotence isn't even like a real thing in fiction because like we as the reader view them as fiction, so like that kind of already like debunks omnipotence as well.
Yes, you're right.
Like, so like, are you like not sure because there's like these like statements and like saying like he's omnipotent.
I was already not too sure before even we start this statement. I mean this argue.
Okay, so what was I gonna say? So like, are you not sure because of like the statement of their thoughts becoming real and them like being omnipotent? Because I can actually like tell you like why like those wouldn't work for explaining why Alien X is omnipotent. Like, would you like me to like explain to you like why it doesn't work? Hello?
I'm sorry, what? What did you say?
I said, would you like me to explain why those like statements of Alien X being omnipotent and his thoughts becoming real wouldn't work?
Nah, thanks. I didn't know that. And I am aware
Because
that I'm already aware that some statements can be blanket term because we know that stating himself, which doesn't make sense. Xenos wasn't omnipotent at all, but he was stated himself, which doesn't make him omnipotent. Yes, you're right. Statements can be blanket term as well, but not
yeah, not
always.
always, but in
And
like this
omnipotence, like
case it is. But like, is it because like of like the statement of their thoughts becoming real?
not because of that one.
Then why do you think Alien X is like? Well, why are you still not like exactly sure?
Because there are many things here to discover. First off, why will Professor Paradox say that LNX Celestial Savants are omnipotent? And I don't know, I forgot that guy's name, but he also said that LNX can do anything on just by agreeing on something.
Yeah, one, that statement of Alien X doing anything would be using a no limits fallacy, and two, with the whole paradox statement, omnipotence has multiple definitions. So, and it was never like specified what definition it was going by. And even if we say it was like going by the definition where he's pretty much like limitless, there's multiple things contradicting, like there's multiple things in the show that contradict that. And like evidence from the show is greater than like any statement from like an author or a character in the show.
Well, this is an evidence from the show.
Well, yeah, because there's like actual feats of the show like contradicting those statements, and like feats are like infinitely greater than statements.
Yes, you're right, because statements can be blanket term.
Yes, that's why feats are much better.
Yes, but the thing is, LNX only appeared a few times, and
Like
what he did in these few times was just like recover the time, beat another celestial sapien, use telekinesis, um, yeah, change the time. I already said that.
like statements can only be used if you like if you like have like feats in the show, like you can use statements to like back up the feats you've shown that were shown in the show.
Yes, I already know that. I already know that. Yeah.
So like, do you like concede that he's not omnipotent?
But I'm not too sure.
I mean, again, like I already explained to you, omnipotence wouldn't work.
Yes, it won't, but yes, it won't. But why did they say that? Why did Professor Paradox say that?
Again, omnipotence can have multiple definitions, and statements are also often contradicted. So like, you shouldn't like let that like cloud your judgment for like any other like feats or statements.
Okay.
Okay, so like, are we cool on this? Like,
Yeah.
okay. If you want like any like Ben 10 scaling, you can ask me whenever you
I
want.
I already have sources. I mean, I already have my own scale.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go now since this is already over.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Have a great day, bro.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
End of an era. Well, that happened.
Mukentsu, you can reveal your voice. If you want. So just you can talk.
Alright, well, that's over.
Yeah, end of an era.
Man.
I got that whole thing recorded. This is gonna be good stuff.
Yes.
Mukentsu, you can reveal your voice if you wanna.
Like, we're cool with it. Don't really matter. Like, we stopped recording, so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna end the recording right now. So, if you like the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and chat Froger out.